Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, Bears fans. Let's get to the news now. Bears fans, buckle up because what's happening behind the scenes right now could be a game changer for the franchise. Rumors are swirling that the Bears are making a serious push to acquire Jessie Bates, the star safety from the Atlanta Falcons. And let me tell you, if this deal goes through, and insiders suggest we're very close, it could reshape the secondary and dramatically boost Chicago's chances of competing at the highest level in 2024 and beyond. This is exactly the kind of move that could propel the Bears into Super Bowl contention, elevating their defense to a top-tier level that we've been craving for years. Sources indicate that the Bears are offering a first-round pick in exchange for Bates, and honestly, it makes a lot of sense when you look at what this player brings to the table. The Falcons, who finished 6-11 last season and are clearly in rebuild mode after their 2025 campaign, are motivated to start trimming their cap space and focusing on youth. They have about $22 million allocated to offensive line upgrades and want to get younger in the secondary, which allowed a staggering 245 passing yards per game last season. Adding a player like Bates, who's been clutch with 4 interceptions in 15 games despite battling a hip injury in Week 6, could be exactly what they're looking for to jumpstart their rebuild. Bates is just 28 years old but already a proven leader in the safety position. In 2025, he racked up 6 interceptions, 18 pass deflections, and earned a PFF grade of 90. 5. His coverage grade of 88. 1 and 50% completion allowed rate really highlight how good he is at shutting down top receivers. Even with the injury last year, he's managed to stay incredibly consistent, missing only 2 games in 2024. Over his career, Bates has accumulated 20 interceptions and 55 pass deflections, earning 4 Pro Bowl nods. His ability to read the game is exceptional, with a career allowed yards per target of just 6.1, and he's been particularly effective against deep passes, snagging 12 deep interceptions. Imagine what Bates could do playing alongside the Bears' secondary, which already boasts talented players like Jaylon Johnson. The addition of Bates wouldn't just be a piece of the puzzle. It could be the missing piece that elevates the entire unit. His smart coverage, combined with his range and ball skills, makes him a perfect fit for a Chicago defense that's been looking for that elite playmaker to turn the tide. He's also known for his run support, with an 85-2 grade in that area, and despite his hip injury last season, he played 15 games and performed at a high level. Now, let's talk a bit about what this could mean strategically for the Bears. If the trade happens, we're not just talking about adding a Pro Bowl caliber safety. We're talking about a player who, when paired with the right coaching staff, could help transform Chicago's pass defense from a middling unit into one of the best in the NFL. The Bears have about $32 million in cap space available, which gives them the flexibility to make this move without sacrificing too much in other areas. And considering how the secondary has performed, with 12 interceptions last season, imagine what a player like Bates could do to boost those numbers. From a statistical perspective, the impact of adding Bates could be massive. Experts project that this move could lead to an increase of about 7 additional interceptions for the team, while reducing the number of deep passes allowed by around 18%. His presence could increase the secondary's coverage efficiency by roughly 15%, and similar to what we saw with the trade for Simmons last year, the team could see a 12% increase in EPA, expected points added, on defense. This would translate into more sacks indirectly, with pressures increasing by about 9% and a significant rise in pass breakups, around 4 more per game. It's a domino effect that would make the Bears' defense much more aggressive and difficult for opponents to attack deep. Deep dive into Jessie Bates. Let's take a moment to analyze Jessie Bates's career in more detail. Bates, born on December 26, 1995, in Cincinnati, Ohio, played college football at Wake Forest, where he quickly established himself as a top safety prospect. His combination of athleticism, intelligence, and instincts made him a first-round pick, number 54 overall, by the Cincinnati Bengals in the 2018 NFL Draft. Since entering the league, Bates has been known for his playmaking ability, especially in coverage, and his knack for forcing turnovers. Over his NFL career, Bates has accumulated impressive stats: 20 interceptions, 55 pass deflections, and 3 forced fumbles, all while playing in a defense that often relied heavily on him to be the last line of defense. His 2024 season was particularly notable, with a PFF grade of 90.5, which placed him among the top safeties in the league. His ability to read the quarterback's intentions, combined with excellent ball skills, makes him a nightmare for offenses. Statistically, Bates's career allowed yards per target YPT of 6.1 places him in elite company, showing that quarterbacks tend to avoid throwing his way, or when they do, he's quick to make plays. His deep interceptions, 12 in his career, highlight his ability to make game-changing plays on the ball. His coverage IQ is exceptional, often baiting quarterbacks into throwing into tight windows, only to break on the ball and make a pick. Historical context and the evolution of the safety position historically. Safeties like Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu redefined what the position could do, becoming game-changers who could turn the tide with a single play. Bates is emerging as that type of player for the modern NFL, versatile, athletic, and instinctive. His ability to play both center field and box safety gives defenses flexibility, allowing coordinators to disguise coverages and confuse opponents. In the context of the Bears' defensive history, they've had moments of defensive brilliance, but rarely have they had a true playmaker in the secondary who could consistently generate turnovers. The addition of Bates could change that narrative. His leadership qualities, combined with his on-field production, could inspire the secondary and the entire defense to elevate their game. Strategic and future implications looking ahead. The Bears are in a unique position to capitalize on their cap space and draft assets to build a championship-caliber team. The addition of Bates fits into a broader strategy of building a defense that can compete with the best in the league. With veteran leadership and young talent like Jaylon Johnson, Kyler Gordon, and rookies coming in, Bates could serve as the anchor that holds it all together. Expectations for the upcoming season are already high among fans and analysts. The defensive line, bolstered by the continued development of players like Justin Jones and the addition of new pieces via the draft, will need a secondary capable of holding up under pressure. Bates's presence could help reduce the number of explosive plays allowed, which was a significant issue last season. The division and NFC North outlook. The NFC North has been increasingly competitive. The Detroit Lions under Dan Campbell have emerged as a formidable offensive team, led by quarterback Jared Goff, who has been playing at an elite level in recent seasons. The Minnesota Vikings, with their potent passing game led by Kirk Cousins and star receiver Justin Jefferson, also pose a threat. Green Bay, although in flux, still has the talent with Jordan Love now stepping into a starting role, and the division's offensive firepower demands a defensive unit capable of matching fire with fire. In this context, the Bears' potential acquisition of Bates could be the defining factor that tilts the balance. His ability to neutralize top receivers and make game-changing plays could make Chicago's defense a nightmare for division rivals. It could also serve as a psychological boost for the Bears, instilling confidence in their secondary and overall team mentality. Expectations for the future. Looking further into the horizon, the long-term impact of Bates joining Chicago could be profound. If he performs at or above expectations, he could become a perennial All-Pro, earning the respect of opponents and fans alike. His leadership on and off the field could help develop younger players, creating a sustainable defensive core for years to come. Furthermore, with the NFL evolving into a pass-heavy league, safeties who can cover, make plays, and lead are more valuable than ever. Bates fits this mold perfectly. His presence could allow defensive coordinator Alan Williams to dial up more aggressive blitz packages, knowing that Bates can cover deep routes or step in for run support. The broader context. Building a contender, the Chicago Bears have been rebuilding for several seasons, focusing on acquiring young talent, developing their offensive line, and establishing a solid quarterback situation with Justin Fields. Defense, historically, has been a work in progress, often overshadowed by the offense's potential. This move to acquire Bates could be the catalyst that flips the script. A strong secondary, combined with a fierce pass rush, would make the Bears a nightmare to face on defense. Opponents would have to be extremely precise and risk-taking to succeed against this unit. Moreover, Bates's leadership qualities could help instill discipline and accountability in the secondary, which has been a challenge in recent years. Fan expectations and the cultural shift for Bears fans, this potential move symbolizes hope and a new era of competitiveness. The franchise has a storied history, with legendary players like Walter Payton, Mike Singletary, and Devin Hester, and fans are hungry for a return to those glory days. Acquiring a player like Bates would not only improve the roster but also energize the fan base, creating a culture of winning and high standards. The Chicago media and fan forums are already buzzing with excitement, speculating about how Bates's presence could influence team chemistry and performance. The city's passionate sports culture, combined with the historic Soldier Field, provides the perfect backdrop for a defense that could redefine the Bears' identity in the NFL. Conclusion in sum, the potential acquisition of Jesse Bates III by the Chicago Bears is more than just a strategic move. It's a statement of intent. It signals that the franchise is serious about competing at the highest level, about building a defense that can carry the team deep into the playoffs and possibly to a Super Bowl. Bates's proven track record, leadership, and playmaking ability make him one of the most sought-after safeties in the league, and a perfect fit for the Bears' defensive rebuild. As the NFL offseason unfolds, all eyes will be on Chicago's front office to see if this blockbuster deal materializes. If it does, it could mark the beginning of a new chapter in Bears history, one where their defense becomes legendary once again, and their fans can dream of Super Bowl glory once more. Total characters, 10-20.